Hi, this is Zach here with the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Sunday, the 17th of March, St. Patrick's Day. Starting off with the FTSE 100, which is dithering between the old initial March resistance around 7,700 and the top of that August rising trend channel from last year, 78.50. We're hoping for 78.50 by the end of this month, while we remain above the 7,700 level. If we do break down the 50-day line and the floor of that symmetrical triangle from last month, 76.30 is the worst that we're looking for at the moment, especially given the way that now both the 50 and 200-day lines are both rising. Moving along to the DAX, which is not dithered for many months, I think. Here you can see that we've gone through that September resistance line there, 17,900. Above that, we're looking for up to 18,500 by the end of next month, giving it a bit of extra time there. On the downside, not expecting anything lower than 17,400, which was late February resistance on the way up. Moving on to the Dow, which had to sort of rejig itself in terms of the rising trend channel there from back in October. We're still above the 50-day line, 38,300, and also above the old February support, 38,000, while we're above at least the 50-day line, looking for a break to the upside through 39,000. And up to that red September resistance line projection, 40,200, perhaps as soon as the end of next month or even sooner. Bitcoin is next, and there was a bit of a rug pull during the week, which wasn't very friendly, but here we are, I suppose, trying to find or establish the floor of that rising trend channel from October. It's very steep, rather too steep for that trajectory of this market, and the view at the moment is that we've got the floor there around the 64,000 level. Above that, still looking for this market to make new record highs. Obviously we have the peak there through 74,000 and looking for up to 80,000 or 81,000 at the top of that channel there, that January resistance line by the end of next month. If we do break back below 64,000, then there's a risk of 60,000, the initial March support, but not looking for anything lower than that at this stage, as that would be quite a retracement ahead of next month's halving for this market. The situation of gold is next, and here we're still managing to stay above the old resistance, 2150, after making that new record high through 2200. The 2200 was basically the top of that rising trend channel from back in March last year. A break of 2200 could take us up to 2260 by the end of this month. Otherwise, we're looking for 2100 as support if we fall below or appreciably below the December peak there at 2150. Moving on to the stocks, and not too many fireworks at the moment, which is a bit disappointing. Here we've got Armadale Capital, which has had its higher low and a bear trap from below the November support there around 0.75. Above that, we're looking for 1.2 pence by the end of next month, especially if we can get a decent break above the 200-day line, currently at 0.9 pence. The ideal scenario is that we do stay above that old November support and initial March resistance. On to capital metals, which I think I covered on Friday, but I'm covering again today. Here you can see that we've got this market bouncing, having had multiple bounces off the right now rising 200-day line, breaking the 50-day moving average at 3.1 pence, leaving us looking for the top of the rising trend channel from June last year, which actually should be heading as high as 7 pence, maybe by the end of next month. Moving on to a stock which hasn't done that much yet, but there has been a rebound for Celsius, and for some reason just seems to be that this could be a big riser, given the way that we gapped down back in August. Might have an equally explosive move on the right hand side of this chart. Initial target here around 0.81, after that looking for 1.06, maybe by the end of next month, while we remain above the 0.7 pence area. Decent mover during the week was Clontarf, and here you can see that it looks like it's a third or fourth attempt at breaking through 0.6. You can do that, it's up to 0.8, and obviously after that, by at the end of next month, perhaps 0.1p if we are lucky. All the while we want to stay above 0.04. On to Fiinu, which has had a decent rebound with no news, as I explained in my week in small caps. The current situation is that we've got this potentially decent rising trend channel base, top of that channel heading for 1.4 pence. We're looking for that by the end of next month, maybe the way things are going by the end of this month. Broken neckline resistance at 0.83 and above that. 1.4 pence plus is the near-term target there for Fiinu. Harvest Minerals is the next contender, and here you can see that we've also got effectively a broadening triangle, a rising trend channel after the broadening triangle base. The initial target here up to 1.4 pence. We're looking for the shares to fill the gap up to 2.1 pence, hopefully over the next 2 to 4 weeks or even sooner. But the key here, holding above 1.4 pence level. ImmuPharma is the next stock, and here you can see we've almost achieved our second target there. The first one was the top of that broadening triangle there from the end of January, 1.6 pence. Above that we were looking for 2.4, and narrowly missed that on Friday at the peak. Obviously we closed back well below that, but maybe we'll have another chance of that by the end of next month around the 2.5 pence level. The key now is holding above the initial target there, 1.6 pence. Oil prices looking better, so that might help the likes of i3 Energy here. We've had that break of that resistance line there from back in October, and also a weekly close above the 50-day line of 9.3 pence. Still looking for up to 12 or 12.25 pence by the end of next month, oil price, etc. permitting. Itim is the next stock, and here you can see that we've got the V-shaped bull flag breakout after the unfull gap to the upside through the 250 and 200-day moving averages. Current view is that we're going to hit the top of that rising trend channel from March last year as high as 57 pence by the end of this month, while we remain on the right side of the 40 pence area. Moving on to a company which I saw at Master Investor. Here we've got Manx Financial, and here you can see that we've got this wide rising trend channel from the end of, basically the autumn of 2022. Top of the channel there at 33 or 34 pence, and we're looking for that to be hit by the end of next month, hoping for the kind of move that we had back in September, October 2022 on that situation. Interesting times at Pressure Technologies, where there's all sorts of fundamentals going on, but what's interesting here, or has been, is that it's all been very technical. We had the bear trap island reversal, so gapping down to new lows and then gapping up, and then a fresh unfull gap to the upside just a couple of days ago, and obviously the news there helping the shares even further above the initial target here at 41 pence, looking for up to 52 pence by the end of next month, or hopefully even sooner. The entertainment continues at Premier African, and here what's interesting is that we're just hovering above the 50-day moving average, which is still rising. That's that level there, 0.26, definitely the line in the sand above that. We're looking to say that the glass is half full on the technical, and maybe even the fundamental front below that. Risk another dive to the sub 0.2 pence area, so everything hinging on that 50-day line. The other point to note is that the shares are now below the neutral RSI 50 level, and they have been basically since the start of last week, so that may be a leading indicator on the downside. Finishing off with a happier situation, which is Shuka, and here you can see that shares closing at their best levels for 6 months, in fact, so that's good news. And you can see that we've got the shares within a rising trend channel there from back in basically this time last year. Top of the channel there, heading for 18 pence, and we're looking for that by the end of next month, or hopefully a bit sooner than that. The other positive is the bounce off RSI 50, which has so far been a successful leading indicator on the latest break to the upside. Ideally, we stay on the right side of 10 pence, which is the floor of that 1-year rising trend channel. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.